Yeah, really. They can't use the money for campaigning, but that's the only thing they can't do with that money. They get to decorate their offices with articles borrowed, articles of artwork and furniture and whatnot from the Smithsonian. That's what their offices get to look like for free. I wish I had such a benefit. Of course, they also get free pagers, free cell phones, free internet access, free unlimited worldwide telephone service, free hospital visits, unlimited use of all military medical facilities, free legal counsel, photography services, car washes, and potted plants. Potted plants, free potted plants from the Capitol Nursery. They get free legal counsel, the free publication of their benefits, free mailing, called the franking service, and we all pay for all of that. They get low-cost life insurance, barber and beauty shops in the House, in the Congress. There's a dry cleaners there that's low cost. It's at cost, and a cafeteria service. They get generous tax exemptions for incidental expenses incurred outside their home state, and the IRS helps them with their tax returns. They get free valet parking, and while this sounds silly to us, parking in the nation's capital is very, very expensive. So we're paying about $300 a month for 535 members of Congress to park. That's like $2 million a year. Oh, and they get to park in special places when they drive, too. All around town, all around Washington. I grew up in Washington, D.C. You'll see these little signs, reserved. And they don't say reserved for what, but it's got a little emblem under it. And it's the same emblem that goes on the tag of a member of Congress. And they get to park there for free. Interestingly enough, one of the prime places is in front of Bergdorf Goodman's and Neiman Marcus. But hey, yeah, Georgia deserves better. And then there are the CODLs. Those are the trips that they get to take, the fact-finding trips, all around the world, accompanied by their spouse and, well, usually at least one personal person, either a spouse or a child or whatever, plus a member of staff, or their entire staff for certain trips. These are called fact-finding tours. We keep a fleet of 24 jets just for members of Congress to fly around the world. For $20 a month, they get lifetime membership in a very private congressional gym and spa. And for $503 a year, House and Senate members and senators can designate the official congressional physician as their primary care physician, and of course, he comes to their office to see them or to their house. They don't have to go to doctor's offices.
Georgia deserves better!
They just get this wealth of benefits that we wouldn't even dream of, and yet they want to cut off the basic programs that provide us with the tiny little bit of support that we get from falling into the gutter. I don't know. We just shouldn't be subsidizing these kinds of candidates. Okay.
Georgia deserves better. Last year, Donna helped us make a little flyer, and there's a copy of it down there. It's called Democratic Values. Georgia Democrats believe that every child in every classroom, in every school, in every county in Georgia should have access to a high-quality public education. Democratic values don't change. Georgia Democrats believe access to quality, affordable health care is a basic human right. Not just a right for members of Congress or rich people. Everybody ought to have access to affordable, quality health care. Georgia Democrats believe that we have a moral obligation to leave our children and grandchildren with the earth as safe and beautiful and majestic as the ones bequeathed to us by our parents and grandparents. Georgia Democrats believe in and uphold every citizen's right to equal and impartial justice under the law. Georgia Democrats believe that the American dream of opportunity should be the guide for government policies at all levels. Our government is way off track, and we need to get it back on. Jim Parker.
Yes.
Did you have something to say to us?
Why not?
Jim Parker is the treasurer of the Lowndes County Democratic Party. When you put your little dollar in that jar back there, Jim will be able to put it in the bank for us so that we can pay our bills.
Sometimes I pay our bills.
So how y'all doing out there? Glad to be here? We got a beautiful day here, don't we? And it's really a great day to come out. And I'm really happy to see all our Democrats from here in South Georgia. From what I understand, this is the only rally outside of Atlanta that's going on right now. That just kind of gives me a lot of hope. We're talking about our commitment, our fire, and how we see things going here in our area and in our state and in our nation. And Georgia truly does deserve better. The nation deserves better. Lowndes County, Valdosta deserves better. Do you agree with me? Yes. And I want to tell you, one of the things I want to say is we're going to have our work cut out for us. Do y'all want to win come November? Yes. Do you really want to win come November? Because that is going to be all important. If you really want to win, how much do you want to work to win? Because that may be what it's going to take. I remember in 2008, a whole lot of Democrats got on fire.
Fired up!
Hello? Fired up? Yeah. Oh, where'd it go? That's my question. Has it gone? Do we have our fire burning? Do we really believe in what our values say that we believe? Do we think we have a better alternative than the Republicans are bringing us? With their constant refrain of do nothing and yo-yo, you're on your own. Are we all on our own? Are we in this together? Do we have a United States or is it the divided states?
United States!
Do we have a community or is it just a bunch of individuals who happen to be living in the same place?
Community!
Do we have a community? What does that mean? We work together. We care for one another. Doesn't it?
Yes!
I tell you, I don't know what your training was, but my training in the good book was you love your neighbor as yourself. And that was the primary principle and goal in the gospel. Isn't it? Isn't that how you read it? I don't know. It seems to have changed lately. It seems that people don't care that much. But that's what we got to bring back. We got to let our neighbors know. We got to let our family know. We have to let anybody we can, our co-workers know. I mean, do they really think that the Republicans can give them a better shake?
No.
What's been going on for the last 30 years of Republican dominance? Please, tell me not that things got worse, didn't they? And that's what I'm talking about. Unless we here get together and committed in our hearts that we are going to work to turn first our local area, our state, and then our nation blue, we're going to be out here a long time. And I hope even afterwards when we do, we're going to be out here. But I want to say, we got our work cut out for it because, I don't know, have you watched the Republican campaign going on?
Oh, man.
It's a circus, isn't it? I tell you, it's been fodder for comedians at night. I loves me some Jon Stewart and Colbert, don't you?
Yeah.
But they're calling it all out. It's a circus because what is going on right now is literally hundreds of millions of dollars are being poured in from corporate interests to take control of our elections. And make no mistake about it, it isn't so much against us individual Republicans and Democrats. It is the corporations who are buying up our congressmen and our senators and are using our government for their own purposes. They are the ones that are getting rich off things. I don't know, it ain't you and me. I know I ain't getting rich off of it. So, if we want to keep a decent standard of living in our country for us and our children, if we want to have a better country in the future where we are not dependent on polluting, health-destroying fossil fuels and move to cleaner energy, renewable energy, if we want to have better food in our diets, we need to break away from all the policies of the past and realize there are better ways to do things. We need to share it with our neighbors and to realize this is our lives. And one thing I like to share with people is, you and me here in Lowndes County, no matter how much we might disagree between ourselves, we have much more in common together than we do with people in Washington, D.C. and New York City. That's what I believe. And when we get that, we can get our strength back and we can take this state back and make it a better place. Because indeed, Georgia deserves better. Georgia deserves better. Say it with me. Georgia deserves better. 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 We Democrats going to bring it here this year.
Thank you very much. I have a little statistic here. In the Valdosta Metropolitan Statistic Area, which includes Brooks, Eccles, Lanier, and Lowndes County, I think that we have representatives. Oh, there's Miss Brooks County. Since December of 2010 until December of 2011, this area has lost 500 jobs. 500 less people are working now than were working last year. We aren't seeing the end yet of the Great Recession. We aren't seeing the Republican governor's policies helping to make jobs in our state.
That's right.
In fact, 300,000 jobs have exited our state since the beginning of this debacle. Republicans have not been helping Georgia, and Georgia deserves better. Now I see that Miss Lee from Brooks County has arrived. Miss Lee, do you have something to say to us today? You don't have anything to say? I bet she does.
Well, I always have something
She always has something to say, Miss Lee. All right.
Good afternoon, Valdosta and Lowndes County. I hope you can hear me over in Brooks County because the problems that we are facing in Georgia are immense. We know that. Unemployment is at a record high. People really want to work, but jobs are not available because we have a governor who talks about it, but he doesn't do what is necessary to make that a reality. He talks about it, but I've always learned that you cannot just talk about it, but you've got to be about it. You've got to be about it. If you really want to bring jobs to Georgia, it's possible. They have all of the resources available, but you have to understand that Georgia can be better if all of us work together. If all of us have a common goal, and that is to make Georgia a better state for all of her citizens. So do you really believe Georgia deserves better and the state deserves better? If you believe it, say with me, Georgia deserves better. Again, Georgia deserves better. If you are a taxpayer, if you are a voter, registered voter, then do your part to get out here and get people fired up
a red state, it's a purple state. We voted 47% for Barack Obama. We were pretty close. So if we register and turn out our voters, we will be a blue state in 2012. Renee Williams, would you please come and talk to us about another one of our communities?
Yes.
Hey, Democrats! My name is Renee Williams. I'm in Lanier County, the big city of Stockton.
Yes.
And I'm also the Assistant Executive Director of South Georgia Pride.
Yes.
South Georgia Pride is an LGBT organization here in Valdosta, nonprofit. We promote educating people on tolerance, about bullying of any kind, about hate crimes, and we also want to make a safe place for anybody in the surrounding South Georgia area.
Yes.
I really respect President Obama.
Yes.
He's included everybody.
Yes.
He is looking out for everybody.
Yes.
Doesn't matter your color, doesn't matter your gender, doesn't matter who you love.
Yes.
I just happen to love a woman, but I ain't no different than anybody else.
Amen. Amen.
And he's passionate about it. Equal rights for everybody.
Amen.
Also, the state of Georgia, we do not have a hate crime law. You can get beat up or killed, and that person can walk away. He could have hurt you because you were of a different color, a different race, or your sexual orientation. We need to do something about that. That is not right. That somebody can do that just because of what they think doesn't mean that they can hurt you. And the Republicans, all that they're doing, like he said, it's like a circus watching them. They're just picking on one and picking on the other. And all they want to do is talk about how they're doing this, or God has forgiven me and everything. Well, you know, your belief is your belief, but if you're going to be my president, you need to be the president for everybody, no matter what they believe.
Yes.
So, and they keep picking on, you know, the LGBT, saying that, you know, if you're comparing gay marriages to paganism, polygamy, wanting to marry your dog. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to marry the woman I've been with for 8 years and I love with all my heart. But the fact is that they need to respect people. Newt Gingrich has been married 3 times, so I guess, you know, he knows all about marriage. So, but what I appreciate about the Democrat Party is that they do respect everybody no matter what, and they want to give everybody an equal voice, and that's all that we're asking for. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming out this afternoon. I appreciate that you took time out of your Saturday. I hope that you've taken time to sign up on the sign-in sheet over there. This will be really the kickoff event for our year. We're going to be working in all the counties. I actually spent a half an hour on the phone this morning with Cook County. Cook County up in Adel is reorganizing their Democratic Party. Every county in what will be the new 8th district in South Georgia is going to have an active and viable county party. We're going to contact every Democrat and ask them to make sure that they take at least one friend to vote. We're going to ask people who have a little extra time to do some phone banking for us. So if you have a little extra time, Lanier County is going to phone bank on the 13th of February to call their Democrats. Cook County is going to phone bank a little bit later than that. They're going to have their big meeting on March the 1st. This is it. This is the year that will really make a difference. We can turn the Georgia State House blue. We can nullify Nathan Deal and his do-nothing Speaker Ralston, blah, 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 blah. We can do it. Georgia deserves better. Thank you very much for coming.
get all the information from the job. Wow. Dr. Joseph Myers himself was dead today. And the governor was dealing with our bad.